Hey everyone, sorry for the audio voiceover video today, but I have to be to work in a little while and I'm running a little behind. But I wanted to briefly and quickly discuss for a moment some disturbing posts and comments I've been seeing on Katie Joy's Without a Crystal Ball's Instagram and Facebook. I mean, it's bad enough that she seems to be excited and anticipating the possibility of prison rape, but she also seems to be equating sexual violence with homophobia. Let me show you what I mean. So here are the details. The unit is a protective custody unit. The unit contains sex offenders, high-profile inmates, protective custody inmates, and LGBTQ inmates that need protective custody. The unit offenders are not all sex offenders, but are all vulnerable in the general population units. The family member tells us this unit is staffed by guards that are pro-LGBTQ and very compassionate to these inmates. The family member says that they have heard that there is violence and rape that can happen in this unit, but it's mostly consensual sex. Rarely have there been reported rapes, because that's different from most any other prison. They said that the unit is big on respect. So people will smell a bullshitter a mile away. If Josh lies about his crimes or proclaims his innocence, he will be deemed untrustworthy and someone not to mess with. They don't tolerate lying frauds on the unit, so Josh will have to learn quick to do what's right and fess up. Or the family member says the guys in the unit will ostracize him from everyone. The family member tells us that many of the inmates are well aware of Josh's crimes, but are mostly leaving him alone. He's apparently been keeping close to his room. The Christian group has already allegedly befriended Josh. We are told there are a lot of consensual relationships in this unit. Imagining Josh surrounded by LGBTQ inmates and knowing his family's beliefs, this man is in for a rude awakening. Jim Bob might blow a gasket. Okay, and next someone commented, if something happens to Josh in there, I have no doubt that JB would use every bit of money at his disposal to sue the guards, the administration, whoever harms him, etc. He would try to use any connections he has to try to ruin the lives of people who are involved in some capacity. To which Katie replies, they don't report stuff in these units because snitches get stitches. Another comment says, holy cow, honestly, not how I saw this turning out. Is it bad? I am disappointed he isn't at more risk. I honestly feel bad for the other inmates for having to be around that stinking garbage. Someone else commented, I wanted him in Gen Pop so he's not protective and fair game to anyone and everyone. To which Katie replies, I'm like, is Josh gonna find a boyfriend? Then she says, well, there is violence in this unit, but it's a soft yard, is how the family member described it. Over on Facebook, someone commented, oh God, Jim Bob will find out and rally to get his golden boy a golden VIP room of his own with room service. To which Katie replies, he's going to do everything to prevent the LGBTQ inmates from getting to Josh. Oh, the humanity. Followed by someone commenting, if I were the warden and Jim Bob came to me with some BS like that, I'd put Josh in GP so he can be joyfully available. To which Katie replies, he's going to have to be joyfully available in this unit. To which someone else replies, he better learn how to make tater tot casserole out of ramen and crushed up Doritos so he'll have something to take to the prison potluck. To which Katie replies, he better make sure Anna doesn't find out about his boyfriend when he gets one. Next, we have someone commenting, gay during his stay, shoulder shrug, to which Katie replies, well, I mean, shoulder shrug, followed by someone commenting, so Anna needs to worry about her bestie finding another bestie. Katie replies, well, I mean, shoulder shrug. Next, the person says, I really hope that anyone that is associated with that scumbag is treated just as poorly as him. But it would be interesting if he found another bestie in prison. To which Katie replies, I mean, I heard some inmates already have eyes for him. Then, most recently, she posted to Instagram saying, an inmate family member tells us that several of the guys in the love Broadway musicals. In fact, during quarantine, some used the time to perform the musicals in their rooms. Seagoville houses the most vulnerable inmates, including high-profile sex offenders, LGBTQ, prison informants, federal informants, and other at-risk inmates. The Yard, which is how the family refers to Seagoville, is very pro-LGBTQ. Before being allowed into Seagoville, inmates are interviewed. One family says that they are asked about their acceptance of the LGBTQ. The prison wants to make sure none of the LGBTQ in the Yard will become targets of violence or harassment. Josh Duggar's homophobic beliefs have some of the Yard concerned, though the family member said Josh will either have to learn to accept the LGBTQ or he will get kicked out. There's no tolerance for open homophobia in this Yard. Guards placed in the unit are also sensitive to these nuances. We've been told that inmates that can't play nice are moved to other units. Josh could also become a romantic interest of another inmate. Apparently, new inmates are scoped out and love is in the air right now. Family members of inmates who are in the same unit as Josh say their unit is a mix of offenders, not just sex offenders. There are a lot of LGBTQ inmates in his unit. Families describe the unit as LGBTQ are accepted, and the guards are very compassionate to them. There is little tolerance for homophobia where they placed Josh. An inmate that spent 4 years at Seagoville says that inmate sex is not uncommon. What they say is uncommon is prison rape. You see how she goes right straight from homophobia, right straight to prison rape. I mean, how? Then she says, one former inmate said there are many inmates with longer sentences that are gay for stay. Sex in the prison is prohibited, but it doesn't stop inmates from doing it. According to the former inmate, any violence between inmates means that they can be moved to medium or high security facilities. Many don't want to risk getting shipped to a higher security prison and losing the little freedom they have. See, once again, she goes straight from gay, well, though for granted it's gay for stay, she says, but to her that's still gay, and she jumps right straight to violent sex. Moving on. It's more common for sucker punches, shoving, yelling in the face, or punching in areas that will hide bruising, like the abdomen. Because the prison is supposed to be safe for all inmates, everyone is expected to get along. What we are told is the unit Josh is in has 12 men to a room. The unit has a hierarchy and system of who's in charge. The guys in charge dictate who and who is not welcome in their circles. Anyone that is a bullshitter, who is found to openly lie or deny their charges, are considered disrespectful. The more someone plays a victim, the more they will be ostracized. Katie wouldn't have lasted 5 seconds there then. Pedophiles are the lowest on the totem pole in the hierarchy. Josh's money is already a topic of conversation, and he's going to be befriended a lot for commissary. Josh is in a unit that has AC, which is apparently a luxury at Seagoville. Family members of inmates say Josh has been keeping mostly to himself and hasn't left his unit other than for food. Several times throughout her posts and comments, she routinely equates being gay to rape, or the act of gay first stay, or same-sex sexual relationships, whether consensual or not. She's equating it all to sexual violence, to rape. I noticed, though, when she talks about any women in prison, this is never a thought. This is never a mention for her. But it is, though, when she talks about men in prison, specifically Josh. Not only is she happy or excited or she's anticipating when and if this happens, but she seems to also kind of get off on the fact that Josh, who has spoken out publicly against homophobia, might possibly get a taste of his own medicine when he's forced into his physical homophobic relationship with another person of the same sex. I don't understand how both a victim and someone who identifies as bisexual could possibly want to see this, could enjoy seeing this or hearing about this, rather. I don't understand how that not only crosses someone's mind, but is desired so much to actually speak these words out publicly to show how she feels about this. I mean, I truly, truly hope that she, in her own mind, does not equate homosexuality with sexual violence. But as of right now, I don't see any evidence to suggest otherwise. And I find this to be extremely problematic and very troublesome. I mean, this is like a passive-aggressive form of homophobia in itself, in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I hope everyone celebrates the holiday safely. Take care.